Hey y'all, this is Laura with Dot and Tittle Vintage Typewriters, and I'm doing this particular tutorial around Christmas. So I've got my little Christmas light and Christmas books and tea and homemade. This is my great grandmother's Christmas cookies. Yum, they are so good. But I am going to do a tutorial today on the Remington Noiseless Portable. This one is a 1935. And if you've ever tried noiseless or silent typewriters, you know that sometimes they're not, and it's hard to kind of tell the difference. I mean, there's slight difference, but this one, actually, I was like, what? At first, I didn't think it was typing, but it really is. I mean, it has a sound to it, but it's a muffled bonk, 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 and I'll type on it for you. And, but it really, I'm like, this one is actually a noiseless. So let me kind of lift it up so you can see it. The decals on this are still excellent. Glass key, well, actually these aren't glass keys, but it has the chrome exterior or, outside, whatever. I always lose my words when I'm talking. I write. And so people are like, oh, I love your writing. And I'm like, yeah, it takes me forever because if I talk, I just put both feet in my mouth. And so I take a really long time to write because I write things out and then I'm like, that doesn't sound good, and write it again. So that's why I don't do a ton of videos, because I just don't get my words right. I don't know if there's any other authors out there that are like that, but that's the way I am. I can write, but I can't talk. Okay. So I'm going to go through and we're going to do a tutorial. I'm going to show you everything on this typewriter, and then I'm also going to type on it so you can hear it or not hear it. Either way you want to look at it. So let's take a look at the back here. And here you're going to see the margins. Now this typewriter does not have tabs, but this is where you set your margins, and also your serial number plate is right here on the left side. And also this is a really small typewriter. It's an ultra portable. So because it's so small and because it's noiseless, I'm just going to say this right now. I really recommend this for those of you who have like shared walls and have neighbors who are on the other side of that shared wall or floor. It will make it so much better for your neighbors. So like if you're in college, or when we first started our typewriter business, we lived in a condo, and the lady underneath us, whenever we typed it, I felt so bad for her because it was so loud. It was like it was amplified because it would just go through the table, down through the floor, and it just amplified. It was very loud for her. But in this case, this would be perfect for those of you who are in a condo, an apartment, dorm room, something like that, or you share a room with somebody. So one, it's small. Two, it's really is very quiet. Okay, so over here on the right side, we have our carriage release, and I'll be quiet so you can hear the bell on this. So it's very sweet. It's got a click and then the quietest little ding. And I think it's supposed to be that way because it's noiseless. I love it. It's perfect. And then you have your, you push back for your paper release, and we'll look at that here in a second. This is your carriage lock, I think, or another carriage release. You also have like your paper holders there. On here is your handle. So when you put it in the case, you want to fold your handle down. And then when you're ready to type, you fold it all the way up. And so it's going to stand straight up versus pointing out. And so it's kind of awkward, but there you go. That's how you advance. Okay, and return. And there's your carriage release again. Now I don't see, and it doesn't mean it's not here. And it could be this thing over here, but I did not find a line selector on this. And then right here is your paper guide, unless this is the line selector. Ah, there it is. It was hiding behind the paper guide. Okay, double space, single space. All right, there's your line selector. I'm going to lift it up so you can see it. Can you see it? I'll give you a couple different angles. So this right here is your line selector. This is your return handle, and then it folds down for storage, okay? All right, so then Remington uses specialty spools. So Remington typewriters do not use a universal ribbon. In this case, these are the spool covers, and if you still have your spool covers, awesome. A lot of times these are missing. And so the ribbon, you need to get a ribbon. So if you order a universal spool, that's totally fine. Just take one end of that and put it into the ring. You'll see a little like slit in that ring. Just stick it in there and start winding it, because the rings are fixed in there, and you just slide that ribbon in there and around this ring. Can you see it? This ring right here. Okay, that is what you wind the ribbon around. So, and hold on a second. There we go. I had to look. Ribbon reversal is on the side. So you'll see a tiny little, if you put your finger there, you can feel it. But there's a tiny little metal piece, and then you just press it, and that's the ribbon reversal. So right now, let's see which way it's going. There we go. It's going this way, and then I can turn it this way. Obviously, you're going to want to wear gloves. Okay, I'm going to put that, and those just snap on. So it's very messy, there you go, to change out your ribbon. But that is how you do it. And so it doesn't have spools, it has little rings inside of there. And again, just purchase a universal ribbon and then take one end of that ribbon, and you're going to have to change it out. Now, keep in mind that there's a lot of ink in that ribbon, and so make sure you reverse it a bunch of times before you change it out, because you want to use up all of that ink. Okay, so down here we've got a color selector. I didn't ask my husband why he didn't put a 2-color ribbon in here. It could be that this typewriter, the color selector isn't working. But on the top is black. You have white in the middle, which is, it is for, I lost the word, stencils. There we go. And which means it doesn't strike, this strikes the paper and the platen, but the ribbon vibrator doesn't go up, so it doesn't strike the ribbon. So it's not going to imprint any symbols or letters on there. And then the red, if you decide to put in a 2-color. So I'm going to put it back on black, since that's what my husband did. Let's go ahead and load some paper. And I've got my backing paper, which I highly recommend. So this is something I designed by reading some of the vintage typewriter books I have. So you can see these guidelines and margins through your paper. Plus, it protects your platen, and it kind of just gives a smoother typing experience. So I am just going to put my paper in right there. It's crooked. So my paper release is right here. I'm going to push back, straighten that out, engage it. Let's put these little guys on there. Let's set my margins. There we go. Set my margins, and I'm ready to type. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of typing on it so you can hear or, see what it sounds like. So I'll be quiet and I'm just going to type. Okay, what did you think about that? I love it. I mean, love, love, love it. This is a typewriter that I would consider collecting for myself. I'm not a huge Remington fan. I would say it's one of my least, it is my least favorite brand. They're beautiful typewriters. But this one, I think I may have to get one of these because I really, really like it. Tell me what you think. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.